little side note, because famously I have one bicep that is much bigger than the other bicep.
That's right.
And do you think, because I think about this in terms of what Sly was trying to achieve with Over the Top, right?
Yeah.
Because, like you said, vanity projects, it's the dumbest of all ideas, but it's not a dumb idea if the whole point of your movie is to show off how good your biceps are, right?
Yeah.
That's what an arm wrestling movie is great for. Like, if you feel like you've got a really good arm, a really good bicep, that's really all you need for an arm wrestling movie. You don't even need the rest of your body to be that good. You just need one super arm. Do you think, like, clearly I couldn't get fit enough to compete in any other, like, I've got bad hips, all these sort of things.
Yeah.
But could I, if I just concentrated on working out that one arm? Like, it's already got a head start. If I, instead of leaning away from that, leaned
this
into
is the arm
literally,
that Pornhub built.
That's right. Just went into a Rocky-style montage of training my one arm, like to get this sort of giant arm to enter underground arm wrestling competitions.
Time to click on that step siblings tab, I guess. Yeah, I think so. I mean, why not? Like, wouldn't you legit? I mean, look, I don't want to disparage professional arm wrestlers, but legit Olympic sports like javelin and shot put and stuff, I imagine they're all very biased to one limb, right?
Yeah, but they still need, like, I mean, to throw a javelin or a shot put, you still need like great legs, like hips, like there's rotations, there's all those sort of things. Whereas for your arm wrestling, literally the rest of your body's just got to act as ballast, right? Like, I've just got to be able to, like, if I could just lump the rest of my body at the table and then I have like one good arm, one like just proportionately big arm.
So just say you like, why don't we funnel whatever funds you have? Like, let's sell all your, the properties you own, you take all your savings, whatever assets you own, and we're just going to channel it into an accelerated training program. We're going to hire the best sports scientists, the best personal trainers, weight trainers, biomechanics experts, and they're all going to focus just on your arm.
And they're all going to say, this is ridiculous.
We'll take the money. We're kind of curious to see how this pans out, but this is absolutely ridiculous. But I wonder like how long it would take. I mean, clearly the first thing you need to start on is just like, it'd be strength and conditioning, right?
Yeah.
Like that was the first thing you need to do. So you're doing curls every day. You're doing whatever the tricep exercises are. I wonder if nutrition would play a part in that. I mean, can you still be eating like Doritos and stuff, but just have an awesome, just like jacked arm?
Yeah, I reckon, in fact, I think that would be part of the advice, right? Because the more weight you have in the rest of your body to counterbalance
this
super good arm. So basically, I think you would have to be like carbo loading. Like, you'd be doing basically the Chris Hemsworth Thor diet, but only working out one arm. And hoping that all like the energy and all like the protein and everything was just going into this one arm.
I think surely it could work.
Wow.
Maybe we get some of that kind of EMS training, the electric shock thing. So even while you're sleeping, like we get your muscles twitching at night. So you're constantly working on that one arm. But I wonder if, like, would you need cardio? Because I mean, I know it's like a strength sport, but like if it's an endurance test. Like if you come up against another dude, who's kind of equally as strong as you, and you're sort of locked into, you're going to need some other kind of fitness, right? You can't just rely on the weight, the counterbalance weight of Doritos.
I mean, do you think though you would get like some amount of fitness just generally from working out one arm? Like, is there a overall cardio benefit? Because it's not like, I mean, your heart's still pumping and all the things you would be doing to work out that arm. Like,
are you doing one arm push-ups? Because that engages the rest of your body.
Interesting. Yeah, probably. Like, I mean, like, it's not like you can entirely just work out the arm. Like, there's going to be...
You absolutely can just work out the arm. There's a whole series of exercises we could do, which would just isolate your biceps and triceps and forearm. And even your hand and wrist we'd work on doing some like wrist mobility exercises. Like I do a full like 2-minute wrist circuit before I do any kind of weights, just to kind of get that all going. So I reckon we could just focus.
Okay. Well, in that case, no, I'm not doing one arm push-ups then. If we feel like we can just isolate it to one arm, let's just concentrate on the arm.
How do you think, how much of a lead in do we think before we enter you into your first competition?
I mean, you'd want to, like, I would have thought if I'm going into full-time training on one arm, well, I mean, how full time does it need to be? Like, how much can you
10
work
hours
out
a day?
Yeah, well, okay, that's fine.
No, but not just physical, but you're studying
Yeah.
tapes and stuff as well. You've got like former world champions. We've hired like, there's the guy who wrote Over the Top to come in and be like a consultant in your training, all that
This
kind
feels
of stuff.
like too much to me. Like, I feel like I just want to concentrate on working out my super arm. I don't want to like know anything about the tactics. I don't want to
Really?
be like, nah. I just want to have like tactics time is time I could be spent working out my super arm. So I feel like it's just got to be, if you say it's 10 hours a day, because like you can still do other things. I could be working out my super arm right now while we're podcasting, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
particularly if I'm
little,
doing, like you said, recoveries or like
Yeah.
anything that's electronic or whatever, I could have like my super arm like in an ice bath at the moment while we were podcasting with each other. So I could multitask. It's just one arm. I've got a whole other, like I could use my left arm for every day around the house chores because this is now my wrestling arm, right?
Yeah.
Like I've got to protect it like for the matches.
100%.
Do you think, here's what I will say, maybe I would.
But I also think protect it, but I also think you need to toughen it up like a kickboxer. You've got to be outside just whacking the side of a tree with your forearm just to build up the kind of like, the skin and the muscle, the tissue on the outside.
I agree with that. I think there would have to be some roughening of my skin.
Yeah.
Like, I'd need to, my hands are quite soft at the moment, which I think would
too much pushing pencils, Will.
Although maybe that's a competitive advantage. Like maybe that first time that you slap together with the other guy in the arm wrestling ring and he feels your soft hands, he thinks,
he's like, ooh.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
And maybe that's my thing is like I disguise my giant arm. So like I come in and you see me from one side, like I've got a real two-face thing going on. And so you see me from one side and you see my normal like weak left arm and you're like, oh my God, like I'm going to absolutely beat this guy. Like this is going to be the easiest arm wrestling race I've ever done in my life. And then I turn around
and you get this giant
and I reveal the super arm, this giant arm.
It would be kind of psychologically intimidating because if I was your opponent, I would be like, this dude is insane. Like who would dedicate their life to just, I mean, obviously he's focused he's probably sold everything he has and hired every expert
and put it into this.
Yeah. Can we make a reality series at the same time? Like a Welcome to Wrexham type thing?
Yeah.
About like,
one man's quest to become the greatest,
the will to win.
even over the topper.
Yeah. Which again sounds like another category on Pornhub. I've got to be honest with you. I don't want to be an over the topper. I think we need to because we'll need to make some money back because I don't think there's a huge amount of money in professional arm wrestling. No,
but then I'd take on challenges for cash.
Like charity or no cash?
No, I mean, this is how we make some money out of it. Like, now I'm at like county fairs and places like that where you can come and try your luck against, I think that's what I would end up doing. I'd end up on the carny circuit.
To see the full video, join our Patreon.
Patreon.com/Tofop.